Tonight, a warning about fires in this extremely dry weather. In fact, crews in Ashtabula County have been dealing with brush fires over the last several days, burning several acres.
We will have more on that shortly, but first, our senior meteorologist Matt Wentz is here to explain what makes these conditions so dangerous. Hi, Matt.
Yeah, hey there, Russ. The big problem is we had dry air in place today. There was virtually no relative humidity in the atmosphere. You've noticed it hasn't really been that humid yet this year, and that is a product of not just the dry northeast wind we have coming in, but the dry ground. There's no evaporation coming out from that, and that is a big problem. The other problem is we haven't seen rain. The drought monitor last week, 2.5% of Ohio was abnormally dry. You get a completely dry week, this is what happens. 74% now abnormally dry, including all of our counties here in Northeast Ohio. It's not the fact that we're not really in a drought yet. We've just got abnormally dry conditions. That's all because we had so much rain at the beginning of the year. We were front loaded on the rain. So for the year, Cleveland's still at a surplus, hanging on to a surplus in Akron. That will go away tomorrow. And notice the deficit now starting to show up in Mansfield. So we have groundwater in there for the aquifers, etc. But it's been so dry since March 1st. That's the problem. That's really that we're noticing outside with the brown lawns. We're anywhere from 1 to 3 inches below average since March 1st. And we've gone 13 days without rain. The all-time driest streak we've had is 27 days back in October of 63. You have to go to May of 77 to get a springtime dry spell. That was 25 days. You see the other subsequent days there. The problem that we have on the go forward is that there's not much rain in the forecast. Here's where the drought is all across the Great Lakes, the plains. The plains in the west is where the rain is over the next 5 to 6 days. We stay dry. There are a couple chances for rain, including one tomorrow. We'll walk you through that. And then we see where the pattern changes, where we finally could get some decent rainfall out of this. I've got that for you in your extended forecast coming up.
All right, Matt, thanks so much.
As we said, the hot and dry weather has made it tough on fire departments in Ashtabula County over the past few days.
Brush fires burning some 50-plus acres of land. Emma Henderson reports.
The fire has been burning for days, but Windsor Fire got a call around 3 Friday saying things are getting out of control.
We had about 50 acres that are burning or currently burnt at this point. We're having access issues. All this property back here has been timbered and logged out. So we're having an issue getting our brush units back there.
Also a challenge, there are no hydrants in the area, so they're pulling water from a pond.
We're utilizing a lot of brush units and tankers to supply us water and just kind of encapsulate our fire at this point.
Fire departments from a 3-county area respond to help cover the large area of brush.
So the problem is a brush fire will rapidly become something more. It'll turn into structure fires, it'll take out buildings. There's a lot of high wind and it's driving it, so you have to worry about the safety of your firemen at that point.
And as they're fighting this fire, they have some advice to try and prevent some in the future.
Fire crews say this brush fire is an important reminder that conditions are very dry right now, and ideally, if you don't have to burn anything, please don't.
To get a fire this large out, it takes a lot of resources, about 30 fire departments, and calling in special groups like the Ohio Department of Natural Resources.
They're going to basically cut a path around this fire to prevent it from spreading any further and just encapsulate it so it's not going to grow.
In Windsor Township, Emma Henderson, 3 News.
And not only has the lack of rain caused concern for brush fires, but farmers and gardeners, they're worried too about this. It's planting season, and the lack of rain means many crops may not be mature enough to harvest at their usual times. Corn crops are a good example of this, with most crops about knee-high by the 4th of July. Those farmers who have irrigation are best prepared for this time of the weather, but they can water the crops as needed until the rain falls.